But like I mentioned, that fear, that anxiety could be there, could creep up every once in a while. Do you feel that in especially stressful moments, sort of outside of the jiu-jitsu mat, just in work, stressful moments, big decision days, big
Yeah.
decision moments? How do you deal with that fear? How do you deal with that anxiety?
The thing that stresses me out the most is always the people challenges. I kind of think that strategy questions, I tend to have enough conviction around the values of what we're trying to do and what I think matters and what I want our company to stand for, that those don't really keep me up at night that much. I mean, I kind of, it's not that I get everything right. Of course I don't, right? I mean, we make a lot of mistakes, but I at least have a pretty strong sense of where I want us to go on that. The thing in running a company for almost 20 years now, one of the things that's been pretty clear is when you have a team that's cohesive, you can get almost anything done. And you can run through super hard challenges. You can make hard decisions and push really hard to do the best work, even and kind of optimize something super well. But when there's that tension, I mean, that's when things get really tough. And when I talk to other friends who run other companies and things like that, I think one of the things that I actually spend a disproportionate amount of time on in running this company is just fostering a pretty tight core group of people who are running the company with me. And that to me is kind of the thing that both makes it fun, right? Having friends and people you've worked with for a while and new people and new perspectives, but like a pretty tight group who you can go work on some of these crazy things with. But to me, that's also the most stressful thing is when there's tension. That weighs on me. I think it's maybe not surprising. I mean, we're like a very people focused company, and it's the people is the part of it that weighs on me the most to make sure that we get right. But yeah, that I'd say across everything that we do is probably the big thing.
So when there's tension in that inner circle of close folks, so when you trust those folks to help you make difficult decisions about Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, the future of the company and the metaverse with the AI, how do you build that close-knit group of folks to make those difficult decisions? Is there people that you have to have critical voices, very different perspectives on focusing on the past versus the future, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think for one thing, it's just spending a lot of time with whatever the group is that you want to be that core group, grappling with all of the biggest challenges. And that requires a fair amount of openness. And, so I mean, a lot of how I run the company is, it's like every Monday morning we get it's about the top 30 people together, and this is a group that just worked together for a long period of time. And I mean, people rotate in. I mean, new people join, people leave the company, people go to other roles in the company. So it's not the same group over time, but and we spend, a lot of times a couple of hours. A lot of the time it's, it can be somewhat unstructured. I'll come with maybe a few topics that are top of mind for me, but I'll ask other people to bring things, and people, raise questions, whether it's, okay, there's an issue happening in some country with some policy issue. There's like a new technology that's developing here. We're having an issue with this partner. There's a design trade-off in WhatsApp between two things that end up being values that we care about deeply, and we need to kind of decide where we want to be on that. And I just think over time, when by working through a lot of issues with people and doing it openly, people develop an intuition for each other and a bond and camaraderie. Mm-hmm. To me, developing that is like a lot of the fun part of running a company or doing anything, right? I think it's like having people who are kind of along on the journey that you feel like you're doing it with. Nothing is ever just one person doing it.
Are there people that disagree often within that group?
It's a fairly combative group.
Okay. So combat is part of it. So this is making decisions on design, engineering, policy, everything.
Yeah, everything.